What's up, guys? It's Lugo back with Flex Appeal episode 122. Today was week 21, day one, the last week of eight. I had a 5 by 8 today, which was pretty rough. Um, I'm not gonna lie, I swapped benches again because I felt like the ghost one was a little bit cooked as well. And I was like, you know what? I probably should be using Eleiko anyway because the actual grippiness of the bench is a lot. It's just very thin. So for me, like I have a pretty significant difference between, the fat pad to to the ghost pad to the Eleiko. And it was definitely noticeable because I did not check my ego when I started benching, even though I knew I wasn't going to get the weight that I wanted across the sets that I wanted after like 198. But I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it anyway. And I almost failed like even this 8 reps right here. It was hard. It was like this was 231 for 8. And then I went down to 220 and I felt like, damn, this is still heavy. So I had to do 209 for my 3 sets of 8. So I did 231 for 8, 220, and then 209 for the last three. And so I have to kind of adjust the program, but I think overall that this bench is helping me a lot more to stay even. Like I can feel it for sure. It's a little bit more consistent across the sets. I think when I overshoot though is when I start to really notice it because like I have like a decent imbalance in my left like lat shoulder where I think I maybe have a little bit of winging going on, which is what happens, you see the bar shifting and it's because it pops out like as I start to get fatigued. But when I was looking at these lower sets, I was like, it's not really that much of a problem. Um, so I think that I'm just gonna have to pull back, and I already kind of know how much, probably like 7.5 kilos across the board, and then on Larson probably the same. To where I just need to make sure that I'm keeping it locked in, and I'm just working on form because I kind of I kind of messed up quite a bit here, and it definitely could have been prevented. It should have been prevented because I don't like to really strain in bad ways on bench, and I felt like although I got it done, I think it's gonna cause some fatigue. But I already adjusted my second bench day of the week, which is Larson, which I have to go down significantly. I think it's only about 7.5 kilos um, across, which is fine. It's just gonna bring my comp max down or my like last max down a little bit, which it shouldn't really matter anyway. I feel like the true expression of bench strength is like on the thin on the Eleiko because you don't really have a lot of support. So I really do want to build that up and just keep going to see how much I can get. But everything else, I mean, I also think it's a factor of I lost like 7 pounds from from yesterday to I think about a week and a day before. I went from 267, dude. I weighed 260 yesterday, which was about 7 pounds in a week. Obviously, I was very dehydrated from sleep, but I'm pretty sure that's the same state I always weigh myself in. So like 7 pounds in a week is kind of ludicrous, especially because I've honestly been kind of eating quite a bit. Um, my calories have been like consistently a little bit higher than they were before, but still lower than when I was in my peaking phase. So like around 22 to 2300, maybe like 2150. So the fact that I lost how much in a week is kind of crazy. But I think consistently my training weight is probably like 267. So in reality, like 3 pounds, 3 to 4 pounds of like actual weight when I'm training, which is definitely noticeable, especially with bench and switching benches. It is very noticeable, but I'm kind of beyond the point where the numbers matter a lot when I'm training, Like for me it's I think it's more about stimulus and making sure I'm getting, good sets in because that's what really is going to build your lifts when you're focusing on squat, bench, deadlift. And plus, all my accessories, I pretty much go really hard on, so I don't feel like I'm missing anything from just having raw numbers on bench, because what matters in the end is hitting that max bench, and whatever I need to get there, whatever numbers, I know that I can build on it consistently, and I know that what I'm doing is working. And as long as I keep putting in the training blocks, it doesn't matter where I'm at now. I will eventually get to where I want to go. Because in the end, it's all about consistency and longevity, and just putting in good work. You know, training block after training block. So that's kind of where my head is at with failing with failing this. So I mean, it happens. You know, it is what it is on this, but we're just going to adjust and keep improving. But I will see you guys tomorrow for squats. Hopefully, and well, not hopefully, that will go a lot better. So if you enjoyed, consider leaving a like, a comment, or subscribe. Goodbye.